welcome back to another video. We have an extra special treat today. We are going on a big adventure on an airboat.
So, the western side of the Abacos is covered in a giant salt marsh. A bunch of little mangrove islands, mud islands, but all the way in the corner, there's a marsh of all salt grass. And it's really shallow, really rocky, and really muddy, and the boats can't make it in there to fish. But the only way to get back there is on an airboat. There's a few people around that have an airboat on this island. We happen to be friends with one of them, and they offered to take us out. So we're gonna jump on the airboat, explore, see some fish, maybe catch some fish, and just enjoy a new experience on the island.
I'm sure that you guys could hear in the background, but airboats are so loud. That's why we had to wear those earmuffs, and that's also why there's not going to be a bunch of talking in this video, because we really didn't do much talking because you can't hear the person sitting next to you. So I'll try and just walk you guys through what we are seeing and what we're going through on this airboat in the Bahamas. I'm sure some of you that are watching this video are thinking, this does not look like the Bahamas. I'm picturing white sandy beaches and crystal clear water. And you'd be right, but try and think of the state of Florida. Yes, most of the coastline in Florida are beautiful sandy beaches, but there's also a good amount of the coastline that are marshy and grassy and mangrove islands, and that's what we have going on here. The island of Abaco that we're on runs very long and skinny, parallel with Florida. The west coast of the island is called the Marls, and it's a majority of what you're seeing here. All this super shallow marshy land with grass and mangrove islands. Now the east side of Abaco has all of your picturesque sandy beaches as well as the barrier reef that runs along the entire east coast of the island. And what you're seeing running across the screen right now are bonefish. This side of the island is so plentiful with bonefish. They have these massive schools like what you see here with 50, hundreds of bonefish all congregated together. Fishing guides and people who travel to Abaco to fish can't access these areas because it's so shallow. As a result, these bonefish can thrive.
This is where the real fun started. As we got deeper into the marsh, we started hopping over little islands and running the boat across dry land. As you can see here, Morgan was pretty excited about that. These paths that you see kind of in a straight line through the mangroves are called airboat roads. Just over time, as these guys have run their boats around back here, they've started to create little pathways where they can run their boats. After winding through some of the airboat roads, we reached our first stop. Scattered through the back of the Marls are what we call blue holes. These massive sinkholes in the bottom where the water goes from a few inches deep to over 100 feet deep. These holes are home to lots of different species of fish, so we stopped to fish for a bit.
Yeah, but he is so skinny.
What's that? Way back there.
Some little snappers right there. Tiny school.
I'm not on top of it now.
You hooked him on fly in here?
I got the same lure that day. I caught them couple in there that day. And my bag, this leader's too heavy.
There wasn't much going on at the first blue hole, so we kept making our way deeper into the marsh, going through the airboat roads and looking at more bonefish than you can count. Now what you'll see here is Corey, the airboat driver, running around behind these dead mangroves, and what he's looking for is ducks. The Bahamians like to come back here in the airboats, and they really enjoy duck hunting. You can't duck hunt in the Bahamas as a foreigner, but the locals enjoy duck hunting for table fare and for sport. And when we say airboats can really go on dry land, this is what we mean. Here we have a long stretch of island that is totally dry. There is no water. We are fully on the sand. but we crank the engine on the airboat and we slide right across this dirt onto the other side into the next lake. The water in the back of the marsh is so shallow and clear. It's not affected by the wind, so on breezy days the water doesn't get dirty, and the fish, as we mentioned before, are more than plentiful because no boats can make it back here to mess with them. We continued our way into the marsh, and we stumbled across another blue hole that looked like it had some promising fish in it. So we parked the airboat in the mangroves and we started fishing.
You hold it right there in the center. I'll get the rope.
You like that gray snapper?
Nice mangy.
With my apple in my hand? It's good shit.
Yeah, that's definitely
Oh, he's so tight.
Damn.
Right in his face.
Nice.
So tight. Oh, I snagged him.
You did in the side of the face.
That's a nice junker right there.
Hot
Nice
grease.
job. Maybe swimming in circles because he's blind in one eye. Oh God. And you can see just past this tree line, another airboat came to join us fishing. You said you had that rod since you were a kid?
Since I was over in the States finishing school, my bass fishing rod.
That's sick. These are basically bass.
Yeah, this is like bass fishing right here.
Yeah.
After catching a few snapper, it was time to put the earphones back on and make our way back towards the ramp. But first, we had to stop and look for some bonefish.
A benefit of being on this airboat is that it can get so skinny we can get up into these areas that boats normally can't. But a downfall is that, like you just saw, the airboat is so loud and it spooks all of the bonefish.
Shocking that they just didn't beat their way up in that shallow through the mangroves.
the front might eat.
So we turned the airboat off and kind of sat and waited for a bit to see if any bonefish would turn back around and give us a shot, but sadly they did not. There's like 5 over there with Corey.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Our friend Corey was able to get one to eat, but eventually he did come off. And sadly, we had no other bonefish bite the rest of the day. Shortly after, we drove back to the dock to end our day. This was such an amazing new experience for us to do in the Bahamas. We're so thankful for our friends for taking us out today. We hope you enjoyed this video and more to come, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.